Hey, what's up? On our play for this week, Elden Ring Nightreign brings big changes to the Souls formula. GTA 6 is coming. Mhm. And the Nintendo Switch 2 is how much money? Oh, jeez. All this and more on Season 9, Episode 6 of Press X Start Gamers Digest. What's up, everyone? I'm your host, DJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka the revolution will be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guys. Actually, no, you did pick the right guys because you're here to listen to us talk about games. I am joined by
Sean M.F. Ross.
what does the M&F stand for?
Peekaboo.
The what?
Peekaboo.
Oh, of course. Put the boogers in my chain. All right. Now you know who we are and who we support. This is Press X Start Gamers Digest, a video game news show that condenses the most important gaming news from this past week into an hour-long meal just for you. We're live on YouTube whenever we can make it, all right? Relax.
Yeah.
It's whenever we can make it. Because life is hard.
But listening to us is easy.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Don't forget you can support us by liking this video, subscribing to this channel, and hitting that notification bell. If you are listening, we greatly appreciate you leaving us a review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or whatever podcast service you are currently tuned in on. And if you want, you can join our conversations at pressx2start.com/discord. And that takes you right to our Discord channel. It's pretty cool. We talk about stuff. We joke. We laugh. Have a good time. Have a good time with us. Yeah. All right. With that being said, and so this isn't necessarily a news topic, but I do want to say that because it is essentially news related with the whole Super Bowl performance or the halftime performance by Kendrick Lamar. He was in fact doing his performance on the sacred symbols, which is pretty dope. So that solidifies that he is in fact a PlayStation fan. So Kendrick, if you are hearing this at some point and you like to come on a podcast with people who love your music and you want to talk about video games, we're here.
Yeah.
We'll see how far that goes. All right. Let's jump into the gaming news. Number 1. Elden Ring Nightreign map will sometimes see large-scale changes to terrains, including procedurally appearing volcanoes, forests, and yes, swamps. This comes to us from Games Radar Plus by way of Ian Harris. That's a cool first name. So, as the title suggests, Elden Ring Nightreign is the multiplayer DLC that's coming to Elden Ring. And apparently they're doing some cool like roguelike stuff to it. So, speaking to PC Gamer in the magazine issue 405, director Ishizaki
You can do it, buddy.
shares that the maps sometimes see large-scale changes to terrain in the form of procedurally appearing volcanoes or swamps or forests. We wanted the map itself to be a giant dungeon, so players have the chance to traverse and explore a different way every time they play, he says. You have the choice to you have to choose the boss you want to fight or to face at the end of the third day. Once you made that choice, maybe you have an idea of how you want to strategize against that boss, and this might change how you approach the map. We wanted to offer players that agency to decide, I need to go after a poison weapon this time to face this boss. So this is interesting because it gives the sense that this is, let me just check something right quick just to make sure that we ain't talking to a void. Yes, we are good. Yeah, so this gives this gives a sense that although the game is going to be pseudo roguelike, I guess, depending on the environment you go, there will be weapons tailored to that environment. But
I mean,
that's
a roguelike.
Is it? Okay.
That's just
Okay,
We'll see. We'll
because
see when it comes out, but it doesn't
yeah,
sound out of the realm. They may
yeah, no,
have a
I
set.
think
They may have a set pool for each environment. That
yeah,
still makes
right.
it roguelike.
Yeah, what I find interesting about this is, and again, I'm calling in question my like 100 plus hours in Elden Ring. I don't remember there being a like elemental like Pokemon system. So, but I guess if well, what did the article say? I guess if the enemy is a poison type, then you can get a poison weapon to do poison damage on him. I don't know. That part I'm a little iffy on. I need to go brush up on my Elden Ring uh, mechanics. Yeah. So yeah, I need to go after a poison weapon this time to face this. Okay. So okay. Well, that would be interesting. So just to make it clear, both Sean and myself got a email from software. They used our names. They know us, not personally, not on the
Mhm.
list, but
No, they know me.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone knows Sean except for me. You know, I'm still trying to get that level that Sean has, that access. But yeah. So at some point, we'll get invited into the beta or whatever level test this is, and we'll actually be able to play it. But I think this does sound really interesting. Does this do anything more for you than base
I
Elden
mean,
Ring?
I just like playing games with my friends. I mean, like I'll jerk around in it, but we'll see how far we get in it.
Okay, as long as
I'm,
it's
I'm
around a
sure there'll
golf, you know what I
be.
mean?
I'm sure there'll be guffaws and laughs to be had. So,
No, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I think the multiplayer systems of Elden Ring
mhm.
does lend itself to be like a good time when it works, but it was just so it was such an effort to actually get that system to work to begin with. I was just like, okay, this is just, and it was like a limited supply because it was you're using a resource to actually do this multiplayer stuff. So it was like, all right, whatever. Obviously, you guys don't want multiplayer to be a thing, but then the
I
internet took it
mean,
over and made mods to make it a thing. So that's how this happened.
they put in the framework, but they didn't want to make it too easy because
Exactly.
I'm sure
Yeah.
people will figure out some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think this is interesting. This actually has me excited for the fact that like it does this like large scale terrain like modification to just change up the environments. You
Yeah.
know, very similar to like a prototypical roguelike, but to see this in Elden Ring, I think it's gonna be a cool thing. Um yeah, we'll see. We'll see whenever we get that invitation. Number 2. Grand Theft Auto 6 is on track to release in fall 2025. Take Two says this comes to us from VGC by way of Chris Scullion. So there you have it. Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming this year, fall of 2025.
I believe
We'll
him.
see. Yeah. Oh geez. Ads, man. Come on. So yeah, okay. So Take Two hasn't given more concrete release dates for GTA 6 and also Borderlands 4 is still supposed to be released, is planned for later this year as well, which I think that feels a little weird because
Mhm.
if I guess it depends on where I guess Borderlands could probably come out probably late summer or something like that, and then fall is just given to GTA 6. That way they're not well. That way GTA 6 doesn't cannibalize Borderlands 4 sales because GTA 6 is going to cannibalize everybody's sales. Um,
It's gonna be
yeah,
stuff just completely of a different genre, not looking to. That's
yeah,
where games are gonna go to die.
pretty much. But I think that okay. So just real quick,
Mhm.
this was announced during a Q3 earnings call essentially that Take Two
Mhm.
had. Um, so yeah, and they're saying that it's going to launch fall of calendar year 2025. So that means this year. Yeah. So I appreciate them setting the date now so the
Yeah.
entire industry can be like, all right. we're gonna have our games come out before this, or our games are gonna come out in probably. I was gonna say December, but like you probably wouldn't want to do anything after December. But then again, fall is pretty like nebulous in a way because you can even like fall starts in like what September or something. So like September, October, November. That's a wide like margin. But I think this is good that they are nailing it down, saying that hey, GTA 6 is coming out this year, and that kind of quells a lot of the like speculation online about GTA 6 is just going to be pushed because I think every other GTA game was delayed at least once or something like that.
I'd
But
have to look that up. I don't remember.
yeah, that's what I've heard from like a couple other people talking about the story. But it's
Mhm.
just like they've been working on this game for so long that it's just like it wouldn't it would seem weird that they would put out that trailer, get the hype going, and up we're gonna push it to like 2026 when that trailer said 2025. But again,
I mean, you
delay
can't
needs to
control
happen.
shit sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If the delay needs to happen, the delay needs to happen. As long as that game comes out as close to perfect as possible. Like that's what they're going for. Um And then I think there was just to go along with this, there was another rumor that it was possible that this game could release essentially with two SKUs. One SKU being just single player and the other SKU being the multiplayer. And I
I mean, GTA Online launched a few months after GTA 5, so
yeah, yeah. But it's like
we'll
you
see.
pay for you pay for a separate like the multiplayer is like a standalone thing.
I People will still buy both.
Of
They've
course,
they've
yeah.
shown it. They've shown it to be worth it.
Yeah, and funny enough, that would be a way for GTA 6, quote unquote, to be like what $140 versus just 70.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't know. That's also just speculation. I don't necessarily think that'd be the case. I feel like that could work, but the idea of getting people you want to lower the barrier of entry to get onto multiplayer and have people spend money, and that's why GTA Online is so successful because people are just spending money on shark cards and whatever decals or I don't know what that space is like. Anyways, yeah, that yeah, man. I just I if they're coming out this fall, then they have to. I hope they do something at Summer Game Fest. Like if Jeff Keighley could just work his magic and get like
he don't got
even
enough
like a
clout.
I mean, but he doesn't have enough clout. But it's just like, come on, guys, like you're gonna get the views regardless. At least like hype up the big event for this year, or maybe they'll show at another event. Icon, no. We'll talk about that though. Yeah, yeah. So that's that. And then a little addition to this story: GTA 6 publishers plan to support Switch 2. Says Nintendo is no longer just a kids platform. This comes to us from the Gamepost by way of. Oh wait, there it is. By way of I think this is Zahad. Yeah, Zahad Ali.
Mhm.
Yeah. So basically Take Two's CEO is just saying that the company fully expects to support Switch 2 and that the idea that Nintendo is just for kids is outdated, which makes sense because Switch sold gangbusters and not having any form of your game on that console is just losing you a bunch of money. So that makes sense. That doesn't do any. That's not anything crazy to hear at this point in time. The the one thing I do think is interesting is that we know the Switch 2, well, rumors is that the Switch 2 is probably going to have the power of like a PS4 Pro. And the trailer that we saw from the first Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer, I think people were clocking it at like 30 frames per second, but the fidelity in that trailer was crazy. So
I
I
mean,
wonder.
it's gonna be no different than supporting the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S.
That's right. I forgot what
'Cause
that
I
is.
mean, if you remember the Xbox One X, I hate you, Microsoft. The Xbox One X was slightly more powerful than the Xbox Series S. So for a
Oh, right.
PS4
Yes, yes,
Pro
yes.
to be the level of power that they're targeting, that means it is slightly on par with the Xbox Series S.
Yeah. I
Damn
didn't
you,
even think about
Microsoft.
that. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I mean, technically, you'd be right. Yeah. Huh.
It's
All right.
just that
We'll see.
PS4 is the metric that everything is, measured
Yeah.
by in the
Yeah.
space or place it, whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I I am very interested to see what the like end of this year looks like once we have the Switch 2 out, know how powerful it is, and then we actually get a firm release date for GTA 6
Let me
or
go back
even
and add a
earlier.
caveat for any of the naysayers listening. The
Mhm.
Xbox One X was more powerful in certain areas than the Series
Mm,
S and vice versa.
mhm,
So nobody's in the comments or telling, no, it's not.
mhm.
No, it's not.
Liar.
Mm.
Oh man. All right. Number 3. Rumor. The price of the Nintendo Switch 2 might have leaked thanks to a Canadian Costco. Shout out to Costco, you know what I mean? So this is interesting. So apparently this thread appeared on the Fami boards. A Costco employee shared 2 images of both an internal product listing and a Salesforce sign for what may very well be the Switch 2. The item was written as Nintendo Switch placeholder. Already, that's kind of like interesting. Why don't you just put the Switch 2? Like, what? Yeah, why don't
Right.
you just put the Switch 2? That's weird. So the price tag is 499.99 CAD, which is the Canadian Apple
The
dollar. I
Canadian
don't know what
Moose
CAD
Dollar.
stands for. Okay. Moose dollar. Yeah, so 499 Canadian, which equals to about 350 USD. So 350 is under what everyone was guessing. Everyone was guessing 400. Oh, your camera froze. I was
Oh, of
like, man. I was like, I thought you were like in deep thought with your phone or something, but no, your camera
course I
froze.
am.
Yeah. So yeah, 350 is crazy.
I don't see it being that, especially with
Yeah.
jackass tariffs coming in place. So it's going to be 400 to 450. Stamp
So
it.
so that's the thing. Like the rumor, the speculation was that it's about to be like 400, 450, as Sean just said, because it's like they would have to account for the possible tariffs and all this stuff. And it's just like, also, this is supposed to be like the power of a PS4 Pro in a handheld form. And we already have the Steam Deck that's at like what, $400, $500 or something like that.
I mean, it's not trying to
So
compete with the Steam Deck in terms of power or whatever.
yeah, I
People
know,
got
but
to
that's
remember
just
that
like,
they still take a loss when selling consoles,
yeah,
typically.
no,
So.
and I think like that's the main factor here for
Mhm.
Nintendo versus like Valve, where Nintendo is firmly planning on taking that hit because they know in the long run that's going to sell more consoles. Whereas the Steam Deck was just like, yeah, we're just trying this out to see how it goes, and it actually sold really well. So yeah, okay. So I'm just going to continue reading on uh these ads. Like, man, okay. I have to like configure my screen so I can get the rest of the paragraph because this lady with a dog is running. Jesus. Anyways,
Mm.
um, so yes, the price is set at 499 CAD, which equates to roughly 350 USD. Remarkably low if this is a fact for the Switch 2. That being said, given that the Nintendo Switch OLED it retails at 450 CAD, which is about 350 USD. It seems more likely that this would convert to around 400 USD. Okay, should have read further. That puts it towards the lower end of the most common price tag estimate, which tends to vary between $400 and $500 depending on who you ask. So there you go. That's a bit more context. So as Sean
What's your
said,
day one price and what's your I'll wait for it. Or does it matter to you? You just gonna get it?
um I'm pretty much at 400. I think I'm expecting 400. So if it's at 400, it's like, okay, that's fine. If it's like 450 for like a base model and there's like the screen's like an LCD screen, it's like,
They're all
let
gonna
me
be
see what
LCD.
this
They're not
is.
gonna cause that confusion at launch.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like if it's 450 for that, it's just like, okay, well, what are you
Can
bringing to the
can you
table,
can you really see the
Nintendo?
difference between the LCD and the OLED?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, yeah.
I
It's
just
just
got
that
dumbass eyes.
it's like it's specifically with the blacks and how dark the blacks are.
The
Like
black, sir,
normal.
sir.
Yeah, I said it. I said it. We're in Black History Month. Happy Black History. It's the blacks time. But yeah, it's just the OLED screen is able to produce a darker dark than the LCD screen, and that's just the whole tech stuff behind it. So it's like that's how you spot like, oh, this is like OLED screen versus like LCD screen. And then also if you push on the screen because it's like
Mhm.
liquid crystal. Yeah.
The fuck are you pushing on the screen for?
I mean, you don't
Supposed to
push
be
on the
playing the damn
screen.
games. Not not enough
every,
to actually see the screen distort. What the hell's wrong with y'all? Look,
every big screen TV I see, I walk up to it, I just push it into it just to see.
sir, we came from the land of CRTs. Like, I don't care about the deepest blacks and the whitest whites and the highest
You
of the
wasn't pushing the
mountaintops and
screen
the
on your
lows.
CRT either. What?
Man, get out of here with that, man. Just play the game. People nitpick.
Yes.
People nitpick
Good.
so much. It's just aggravating. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that thing of once you have a number, once you have some sort of detail, and you can
Yeah,
just compare it to another detail, it's just like, oh, that's the focus. And it's just like, okay, but you're playing a game on it. Like, is the game good? Can we focus on the game?
yeah.
Yeah. So we have a an additional article to this titled, God, these ads are pissing me all the way off. This is from TechRadar. Don't worry about the Nintendo Switch 2 price. Nintendo says it will follow the affordable prices customers expect. Thanks, Nintendo. This comes to us from Demi Williams. Um, so yes, Nintendo president Furukawa says rising inflation and the exchange rate will play a role in the Switch 2's prices. The company is also mm, taking affordable prices the customers expect into consideration. And of course, the original Switch won't see a price drop because they don't drop their prices. They just set them. So yeah, where was this? So following the release of Nintendo's Q3 financial results on February 4th, a Q&A was held where Furukawa was asked to comment on the price of Nintendo's hardware and if inflation and exchange rates had played a role in deciding the cost of the Switch 2. Furukawa said that Nintendo is aware of rising inflation and that the exchange rate has also changed since the launch of the original Switch. Of course, but acknowledged that the price of the upcoming console would be in line with the affordable prices customers expect. We are aware that inflation is currently rising and the exchange rate. Why would you repeat this? This is a quote. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got the gist of
The main
this.
takeaway
So
is they're gonna make sure it is affordable.
yes,
Unlike Sony with their hubris talking about
PS5 Pro. Oh,
not
5
even
Pro.
that, the PS3 shit's gonna be so great.
Jesus. Yeah.
People are gonna want to work overtime to afford this. Like they've seen the
Yeah.
missteps in the market.
Yes. Yes. So yeah,
I
I
mean,
think this
they know
is
what shit they can pull and what they can't.
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
I think this is all good news. Nintendo, as we were saying earlier in the first story, they understand that it will be fine for them to take a hit. They know Nintendo Switch 2 will sell, and it will sell better the cheaper it is. So they're definitely going to balance that scale to make sure that it is as cheap as they can afford but also knowing that they'll make their money back tenfolds comes the actual games that they release. So yeah, that kind of puts the nail in the coffin for that. So probably expect 400. I mean, I think that's if it comes under 400, then great, we save $50. If it's over 400, then at least you save $400. You know,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Yeah. All right. Before we get into Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 boss dunking on EA. Hey, you doing good? Good. I'm happy for you. Hey, like this video since you're doing good. Do good for us. Yeah. Subscribe to the channel. That'd be even better. They hit the notification bell. That would be the greatest thing. Do that, please. We appreciate it. And if you're listening, please leave us a review on whatever podcast service you're using and tell a friend. Do it. I'm watching you do this right now. Okay, thanks. All right. Number 4. Days after EA CEO suggests players crave live service guff, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 boss says their single-player RPG made all its money back in one day. Jesus. This comes to us from a Games Radar Plus by way of Austin Wood. That's crazy. Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance has already recouped its development cost and turned a profit, having sold 1 million copies in the first 24 hours. That is very impressive. For those who don't know what Kingdom Come is, I was one of those people where I've heard of the title before, but it was just like I don't necessarily like.
I haven't
I
seen
think
any
that's really cool.
gameplay. I just saw a random post on Reddit earlier with some ladies laying in bed. I have no idea what this game is
Okay.
about.
Yeah. So Kingdom Come, the first one,
Yeah.
what I remember from that game is 2 things. One, it looked like a medieval simulator. And
Yeah.
then 2, it got in hot water for basically whitewashing like medieval Europe. And they were just like,
Oh.
yeah, and it was just like, we didn't put
So
any
they
black
made
people in
Europe
it.
great again.
Basically, right?
That's probably why it's doing so well. Never got none of that
Kingdom Come.
wokeness in it.
So I've been following Kingdom Come Deliverance
Yeah.
too, and there are black people. They're black people.
They're like, finally, a game with some representation.
Right. That's how it sold 1 billion copies 24 hours. Like no. So the game is essentially you play as this character. I'm gonna actually put the trailer up while I'm talking about this. You play as a character, and it's not like a creative character. It is a very, very deep RPG. I would even go as far as calling it like an immersive sim because you have to eat, your food can go bad, you need to shower. If you don't shower, you'll become stinky. And if you are stinky, you can't sneak up on people because they will smell you and be like, why does this smell
That
like
is the
shit?
only reason why some people wash. They don't even do it in real life.
So yeah, like it is very immersive, and I gotta say it's been kind of pulling me in. Like only issue that I've kind of looked at and been like, I don't know, is the combat itself. It's okay. So the game is completely in first person. I should probably mention that as well. The combat is very much so. It looks kind of like For Honor, where it's like you have 3 areas that you have to like position the sword, and then you strike. And it feels like they tried to ground the combat, but make it more interactive than just pressing a button, which could be fun if you like learn the systems. And it's like, oh, okay, I get this, and I'm like doing the thing, and I'm actually being proficient at it. But from what I saw of it, like it didn't really give the vibe of like, oh, this is fun. So beyond that, hold on, I'm trying to get this trailer up. The game itself does look very appealing in a weird, like, oh, this is something you can live in, and it would feel fun to play once you just understand how you're supposed to play the game. But it's just that thing of like Monster Hunter is coming out, and what Pirate Yakuza is coming out. Isn't it? Doesn't that come out this week?
I know, like a week or two.
Okay. So it's just like I don't. I might just wait until March to try and get this game. I don't know. Well, I'm playing the trailer now. Yeah, and it's also pretty funny. Like in terms of dialogue choices and stuff, I could be wrong, but I feel like in terms of the RPG aspect in dialogue
Mhm.
choices, you are able to be like a complete asshole if you want, or you can be a nice person. Um, and it seems that like your whatever your choices actually carries through, and people in the town will notice you more if you're doing good things or if you're doing bad things or whatever. Like someone described that if you what is it? If you steal something and you stay in that area, eventually a person or like the person that you stole from will notice that their stuff is stolen, and they will look around and be like, "Oh, you aren't like you're not a regular in this town. Like, did you take my stuff?" kind of
So
thing.
you backhand them.
Right?
Question me,
Don't
bitch.
you dare. And then what we just did, what we didn't see in the trailer is that because it is first person, when you put a helmet on and you have the
Yeah.
face guard will obscure your vision. So it's like realistic in that sense. And as far as I know, there's no like magic or anything like that. So this is as grounded as it could possibly be. It's like a medieval type game. So yeah, it looks interesting. And taking a step back and look at the industry as a whole, games like games like even Yakuza, games like Baldur's Gate 3, where the the games they are being very what's the word? What's the word? What's the word? Not eclectic, but like they're not trying to fit a mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those games are doing very, very well. And I think that should be hey, look at this to the industry of like, you don't have to make your game for everyone. Just make your game good and people will go to it. So,
Big
yeah.
audience.
Yeah. That's my TED Talk for Kingdom Come Deliverance too.
Mhm.
But yeah, they're doing well right now, and the game is selling like hotcakes because people are being drawn to this type of experience, and it is just appearing everywhere online as well. So it has the internet going, as they say. Um, what is next? Number 5. Oh, geez. Okay.
Lies. Lies is next.
Rocksteady reportedly working on single player Batman game. Monolith Productions Wonder Woman in trouble from IGN. Ah, boy. I forgot they were doing a Wonder Woman game. This comes to us from Wesley Pool, by the way.
I don't know. Go
Um,
ahead.
a new report has shed light on the turmoil at Warner Brother Games while providing an update on the various projects in the works at its developers. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, shout out to Jason Schreier, reported on concerns about the upcoming slate of games from Warner Brothers Games following the exit of Chief David Haddad. I'm gonna go with that. The company has had a troubled 12 months, first with a catastrophic release of Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, then by a disappointing release of Smash Brothers style brawler Multiverse. Oh, yeah, Multiverse. Dang. Warner Brothers
Hmm.
Discovery said Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League failure contributed to a $200 million hit on this business, and Multiverse has added another 100 million on top of that. Jesus. Warner Brothers only other recent release was Harry Potter Quidditch Champions, which failed to make an impression. That is, they are in shambles right now. So,
Yeah.
speaking in a financial call, Warner Brothers Discovery president and CEO David Zaslav said, We recognize that the game business is substantially underperforming its potential right now. Sure is. Since then, so okay, you know what? Okay, so basically, to course correct, what they are doing now is they're going to do what they should have done before Suicide Squad and make another Batman game, single player Batman game, with Wonder Woman now. That was originally supposed to be, I guess, sort of like a live servicey kind of game where you can get skins and stuff. And it seems that that did not show well internally, and they're rebooting the Wonder Woman game.
I mean, isn't
Um,
that what a description of every live service game? You can get
yes,
skins and stuff.
yes, you are totally correct. But it's a thing, like, so with the Wonder Woman game, it's kind of a weird thing because I'll go ahead and start by saying, hey, MDJ, aka Sexy Bad Choices, aka Squabble Up, aka I don't really follow DC all that much. So when they said a Wonder Woman game, I was like, all right, cool. I don't know her ops. Like, I don't know what she really about other than her lasso of truth.
Yeah.
So this doesn't really do much for me saying that they're gonna like restart the games. Like, all right, I guess we'll see it when it comes out. If it comes out. I don't know. I don't know. Does this do anything for you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Not at all.
They're trying
Does
to
a
cash
Batman game
in
do anything
on.
for you?
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
see.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like
Do they still have that juice? We gotta see a trailer or
that's
something.
yeah, exactly. Like that. It's that and like would I prefer a Batman game or would I prefer a Spider-Man game? And it's just like I feel like I would default to the Spider-Man combat. And it's just I don't
I mean, nah, but I mean, the Arkham Jones was still fire, but like,
it was. Yeah.
you have to give us something new. You had the
Yeah,
chance to continue that series. Don't try to fall back to your old ex and expect us to come running back to you.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Again, I'll say what I said about the whole Kingdom Come game. Make a game
Mhm.
that is fun. It doesn't have to be for everybody. Like you can give like they could do Batman Beyond. It doesn't have to be like the old Batman. They can change. They can advance the storyline where it's like Beyond and Bruce Wayne is dead or in a computer or whatever they want to do. But like that would give them line to like add different stuff to that combat and make it, more up to date. I don't know. But what I do know is number 6. Apex Legends sequel is a possibility as EA CEO changes stance on live service shooters future. This comes to us from a Eurogamer.net by way of Ed Nightingale. EA is working on a bigger, more meaningful update to its live service shooter Apex Legends, suggesting from some form of sequel will be on the way. During a company's latest earning call, CEO Andrew Wilson responded to a question about the future of Apex, calling the game one of the great new launches in our industry over the last decade. However, he admitted the game has not been headed in the direction he have wanted for some time, before acknowledging the development team is working towards a meaningful update. What is your feelings on this?
Um, they need to shit or get off the pot. They don't know what they're doing with Apex Legends as a property anymore. I haven't played it in like a good year or so. I just have a bunch
Yeah.
of I think I got like 100 loot boxes to open
Oh wow.
that I just have sitting there because I've lost. Imagine you just stop playing goddamn
Gundam.
Gundam Battle Operation
Yeah.
2 like for a year. It's like, all right, y'all aren't doing anything new, and you're not making
Yeah.
it enticing for the casual players. They need to fix their game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think like that is that is the downside to these live service games because you basically jump on a treadmill and you go
Mhm.
on that treadmill for as long as you can, or for as long as that carrot is interesting. And then once it stops
Yeah.
being interesting, then you realize that you're on a treadmill and you jump off the treadmill. And I feel like that's going to be something that they're going to have to figure out what to do with Apex Legends 2 or whatever they want to call it, because
Mhm.
they cannot they cannot do Overwatch 2. Like they know that that's not a lane they can travel, right? So it's just like, okay, how do you add stuff to Apex to make it different? And it's just like that's going to be the challenge. Again, they have Titanfall. Like, why aren't they doing anything with
Shut up.
Titanfall?
You didn't even play Titanfall. Shut your mouth.
Oh, hey man, I'll try to do it for you guys. You know what I
Whatever,
mean?
man.
I got my games, okay? I'm trying to help you guys. But yeah, it's just like I find it so weird that like EA is just kind of like, yeah, no, we hear the Titanfall stuff, but like we're gonna do this thing over here. And it's just like, okay, I guess. I mean, you'd probably make
Um, I don't think there's enough
money.
stock in the Titanfall name. It is a cult favorite. They kind of I'm not gonna say they shot themselves in the foot. They thought
Yeah,
it was gonna be the next Call of Duty when they
yeah,
released the original. The issue was it was online only and exclusive to the Xbox, and then they kind of sent Titanfall 2 out to pasture right between Call of Duty and
Battlefield.
Battlefield. Like
Yeah,
you have to be a cult, a cult favorite.
yeah, yeah. No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But it's that thing of like you don't have to launch a Titanfall 2, 3,
Hmm.
but like figure out a way of, I guess, I don't know, because my thing is like, I guess you could just use the mechs in Apex, but then that gets weird because like, well, your characters have different skills, and it's just like, well, there's the mech skills. That just becomes a mess. It becomes a mess. So it's just like I don't know what to do other than just add more characters, but then that doesn't solve the issue of like Apex being different from Apex 1 and 2. I don't know.
Okay.
That's not a
Yeah.
problem that I have to deal
The,
with. So
the 2016 Call of Duty was Infinite Warfare. I hated that one, but that came out
yeah.
October 14th, 2016. Battlefield came out. That was Battlefield 1,
Hmm.
October 21st, 2016, and then they released Titanfall the week after that. They just sent it out to pasture.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes
It
sense.
is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Well, number 7. Sony explains massive PSN outage and details compensation, but many PS players are still unhappy. This is a funny one. This comes to us from TechRadar by way of Darren Allen. Allen? Yeah. So PlayStation, if you were under a rock or an Xbox player or a PC player, then you probably don't, or Switch player,
Hmm.
Switch too. Um, yeah, PSN was down for under 24 hours. So it wasn't a long time, but it was enough of a time for people to be mad. When PSN came back on, Sony said, "All right, guys, we'll give you guys 5 free days as compensation." And people looked at the 5 days and they were like, "How dare you, Sony, not give us a game?" Like,
I mean, they don't
I
have to. The last one lasted
no,
almost what, a month?
yeah. The last one lasted almost a month, as Sean said, and that was like 14 years ago. It's
And they
just
gave a
like,
couple games out free, like
yeah. And it's just like, y'all go outside and like
touch
do
grass or touch
something.
ass.
Like, it's crazy. As a person,
Hmm.
me, hey, as a person who plays Gundam Battle Operation 2 pretty much every day since 2018, I was like, all right, whatever. I'll figure it out. It wasn't bad enough for me to like flip out. Like the only thing that sucked was that the Monster Hunter beta basically started it started when the PSN dropped, but it was just like, all right, they're probably going to extend the beta because this is a PlayStation. I think it's a PlayStation only beta right now.
So,
It's just like,
word on the street is that they were hacked and they just haven't said anything yet.
yeah,
And
I
they're
also
telling
heard
it.
about that. It was
I've
like
seen people
DDoS.
saying, yeah, change your passwords if you can, unlink your credit cards if you can, all that good
Yeah,
stuff. So
yeah.
take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. I did hear that too, but because it wasn't confirmed, I was like, I don't know if I want to spread that. But yeah,
I mean,
so
it's
that,
still good cybersecurity to just change your passwords periodically,
yeah,
regardless.
yeah, that's true. Even if it might be annoying. And then I did see on the Reddits, especially on the PC gaming side, of they're like, see, that's why we don't need to link our PlayStation with our Steam accounts. And it's like, okay, I mean, I guess, but I guess I don't know too much about that side because, like, would the game that you're trying to play be affected by the outage if
Hopefully,
whatever?
it's just like your friends list or something if it's connected to Steam. If you're
Yeah, that's
playing
what
it
I'm
on
thinking.
Steam.
Yeah, because like if you're playing Helldivers on Steam, I guess it would
Well,
actually
no,
still
if they're
count.
running it through Sony servers, then you probably
Yeah,
couldn't play it.
exactly. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
Unless they have their own separate thing and they're doing a crossplay thing, but that's probably more expensive
yeah,
to do something like that. So it's quite possible that it was out too.
yeah. Well, that was in the past. Okay, that was in the past. So we're all moving on now to the quick hits. Number 8. The ESA announces new icon conference for visionaries. This comes to us from Insider Gaming. Uh, I'm not gonna say too much about this. Basically, ESA, who are the what's it, Electronics Entertainment Software Association. They originally produced E3 way back when, and they basically gave up the fight to Jeff Keighley because Summer Game Fest was killing it and E3 was not. And now they're back with this icon thing, and this icon thing seems to be like a event for the business class of the game
Yeah.
developer and stuff to like come together and talk, and then also bring up more junior people in the industry,
I
which
mean, this may be their response to Jeff Keighley saying that he was going to have that business section to Summer Games Fest as well.
yes, yeah. And I think I feel like this was the last piece of the E3 pie that was like honestly missing because uh we don't necessarily have a way for game developers to link up with each other that's not like the Dice Awards or basically like award shows. So this would give them a
Something
chance
that's
to
not them intentionally scheduling something with somebody. You could just bump
right,
in other people. Yeah.
right, yeah. So I think this is great. I think this is a good move for the ESA to do, and it also takes place in Las Vegas, and it's in April. So it's not near a Summer Game Fest in time or location, and it's just like this is just another event for devs to go to throughout the year. So that's cool. Um, Number 9, the Switch 2's Direct shared a Super Smash Brothers creator and shared by Super Smash Brothers creator Sakurai. And fans are going wild over a new game. This comes from IGN. So basically, he is teasing something new that will probably be part of the Switch 2's trailer. Which is it going to be a Smash Brother thing? I don't know. But it is a thing of just like we'll see. Like he
Yeah.
also worked on Kirby for a while. I think he created the character Kirby or something like that. So like it could just be that. We don't know. We honestly have no idea. Number 10. This is just a little quick one. Rooster Teeth rises from the post Warner Brothers ashes. This comes to us from Polygon. So yeah, this popped up on newsfeed. Bernie Burns, if you don't know who he is, he's one of the creators of Rooster Teeth. He had a video where he entered what is it like Studio 5 or something, like basically the old warehouse that Rooster Teeth used to be in. And he came in and he dropped his bags. He was like, "I'm back with the milk," and it was empty.
Mm, mm,
Oh
mm.
man. So like the backstory is that he basically moved to like he lived in Austin, Texas, and he moved to
Yeah,
like Ireland or not Ireland, like he moved to Europe
out of
essentially,
country.
and yeah, out of country, and he was just like, yeah, everyone's gonna run Rooster Teeth and stuff, and he just kind of just was just there in like the back essentially. So he basically wasn't a face for the company anymore. Um, so yeah, like once Rooster Teeth went down, like the creatives from Rooster Teeth went off and did their own things, and he was able to buy the rights back from Warner Brothers because they had sold to Warner Brothers for money reasons, and now it's back in the original creator's hands. So I think this is really cool for Rooster Teeth. This is cool for Rooster Teeth fans. What happens next, no one knows, because the other creatives have kind of established themselves outside of Rooster Teeth. So it's like,
Yeah,
do they go back? They could go back, but I don't
I
know.
doubt they
Well,
do that. They probably do
yeah,
collabs or something, but like the
yeah,
original juice is gone.
yeah, yeah. I think the collab's actually a good point, and probably would see that happening. But yeah, more power to them. They got their stuff back from Warner Brothers, who just ran them into the ground. So that works. Okay, and the last up, number 11, Marvel Rivals set February release date for The Thing and Human Torch. This comes to us from IGN. Did you see the Fantastic Four trailer? The first trailer?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I think it looks pretty cool. And of course, Marvel Rivals is essentially playing up on that by adding the rest of the Fantastic Four to the game. Right now, you have Reed Richards, which is Mr. Fantastic, and Sue Storm, who is Invisible Woman. They're pretty cool characters. So we're getting Human Torch, who's going to be a strategist, and then the Thing is going to be a Vanguard, which is a tank. So strategist is like the healer slash support character, and then the Thing is like the tank, which makes sense. You could get more of those characters online or whatever, or we're not going to go through the details. One, because the characters aren't out yet. So once they're out, I'll do a little review on the characters.
Mhm.
Again, remember, Marvel Rivals is a free to play game, so you can jump in and you really don't have to spend money because all the characters are free. So it's worth giving the shot. It's worth trying out because again, it's free. So yeah, that is it. Oh, by the way, the actual release date, because I don't think I said it. I think it's
You did not.
February 21st. I said February. It's late, guys. It's late. Yeah, February 21st. So jump on to get those characters, or jump on before to get practice before having to deal with those characters. So yes, that is it for the gaming news. Have you been playing anything that you want to talk about, Sean?
I am in the second to last chapter for Final Fantasy. Let's see how long it
Child.
takes me to finish this game.
Beat the game, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. And then in parallel, I am in the last sprint of Metaphor Fantasio, and I have like 20. I got like 22 days, I think, to play with before I have to go up to the floating city to deal with blonde hair dude. I don't know why I forgot his name. Wow. Like, real talk, I feel like Metaphor Refantasia will be the RPG. It will sit in the same seat or in the same row of RPGs that Dragon Age Inquisition sits in, where I spent like 160 hours in that game. If you quiz me on that game right now, Sean, I couldn't tell you anything about that game. Like, I
Mhm.
couldn't tell you anything. And I feel like I enjoy the story of Metaphor, and I think it's a good story, but it is it's becoming to the point where it's so long that I'm just like, why are we here? Can we just finish this? Like, can we just be done? And of course, the way I play games, I'm sitting here like, no. I want to make sure I do all this stuff before I go finish the game. But it's just like the story didn't need to be this long. I understand why it is, but it didn't need to be this long. Sorry to people who love metaphor. Being real. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. Hopefully we get into the Elden Ring stuff so we can talk about that. But that's not right now. And right now, we're ending the podcast. So thank you for listening to this episode of Press X Start Gamers Digest. This has been a great time with me, myself, and Sean. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. If you are listening, please leave a review on whatever podcast service you're using and tell a friend. Do those things. All those things. You can even jump onto the YouTube channel, jump onto our YouTube channel, subscribe, and then like all of our videos. All of them. Just go through and just start like. Just go on a like storm. Is that a thing?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, that's the thing. All right. Until next week when we'll probably talk about hopefully what happened at the PlayStation State of Play, even though they haven't said they're having a State of Play yet, but it's supposed to come this week. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. You take care, you be safe, you keep playing those video games, and enjoy. See ya.
Later, y'all.